AviAbelow here in beautiful Jerusalem. Here you can see we're in a park here. It's beautiful. I just wanted to take a minute. Hey, Peaceful Oz. Great seeing you. Great seeing everybody. I just wanted to take a few minutes to relax. Hey, Australia. Thanks so much, Peaceful Oz, for being here. I just had a great, exciting, busy morning. Hey, Tova Istanbul, Vero 1019, Ella, thanks for inviting everyone, Juan. Kadesha, hey, Trev. So, I'm going to do something a little different right now. Many times when I scope the truth about Israel. Thanks so much, Trev. So I scope the truth about Israel. New account from Sweden, amazing. Like the birds tree, yeah, it's a beautiful day. Check it out, it's beautiful. The sky's beautiful. So I'm gonna do something a little different. Hey, Jess, hey, Juan. Usually, when I tell the truth about Israel, the anti-Israel activists, of all kinds, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, doesn't make a difference. They come out in droves and they start cursing and spreading hate and spreading lies and propaganda. Yeah, you're right, Vero. Real history lesson. So I'm going to give a little history lesson today. So, and I don't always get to finish telling you loyal viewers. Thanks, Trev. Loyal viewers who want to hear what I have to say, because I get into trying to whack them and try to show how silly and ignorant and stupid and hateful they are. So right now, peace of laws, enjoy this go. The girl's awesome. Thanks. Oh, and Muhammad's here. Exactly, totally fake state. And you'll learn now, Muhammad. If you really want to learn, then come listen. How do you block? You just press on the comment and then press on the block user option. You are all welcome to block trolls who are just here to spread hate and lies and propaganda. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to talk. It's going to be a little different right now. Again, I'm here, beautiful. I'm in this park. Beautiful park. Beautiful park here in the center of Jerusalem. Beautiful day. Just had this wonderful presentation at this girls' high school here in Jerusalem, telling them all about what we do at IsraelVideoNetwork.com, how we inspire people about Israel, what I do. That's it. SDRT3, let the haters know the truth. Want it. Trev Vazzy, so awesome. What should I listen to? All I hear, hey, and yet you claim you're a kind of talk. Well, Mohammed, you're choosing what you want to listen to. If you listen to my overall message, I'm all about kind and tolerance and living in peace. Unfortunately, you stand up and defend the people who are terrorists and use murder and terror and intolerance. So it's not cool, man. You're choosing the wrong side. So now you're going to hear the real history. And if you're everyone has a brain in their head knows that Muslims have freedom of rights, freedom of religion, freedom of equality in Israel. Yet the people who kill the most Muslims in the world are other Muslims, right? Muslims are massacring Muslims across the Middle East, and the world is silent. Yet in Israel, Muslims live in peace and equality and can be the commissioner of the police, and they could be politicians, and they could be Supreme Court justices. Yet you decide to call Israel apartheid. So figure it out, man. Figure it out yourself. Just use your head. Well, we're in Israel. This is Jerusalem. Anyway, so I'm just gonna talk and bring you guys up to speed. Some fresh news. Muhammad, the commissioner, I think, of the northern area of Israel, is a Muslim. Okay? So no, top policeman number 1 is a Jew, but the commissioner of the northern section, or one of the divisions of the Israeli police right now, is a Muslim. So I don't think you're going to find a Jewish head of police in Syria, or in Iraq, or in Iran, or in Saudi Arabia, or in Egypt. But yet, Muslims have freedom to achieve anything here in Israel. So yes, I am for peace and security and love and unity with living together with all here in Israel, under the sovereignty of Israel, the only country in the Middle East where everyone can live with freedom and equality. The true apartheid are the other Muslim states. That's the truth. Okay, so what's the fresh news, folks? What's the fresh news? The fresh news is this morning, the Palestinian Authority, which really is the continuation of a terror organization called the PLO, the Palestine Liberation Organization, which was set up in 1964, which at the time, Judea and Samaria and Gaza were not under Israeli control. So you have to ask yourself the question, why was a terror organization called Palestine Liberation Organization set up in 1964 to fight against Israel if the West Bank was under Jordanian control? if what they tell us today, like you, Muhammad, that all they want is to stop the occupation of the West Bank, guess what? The PLO was set up in 1964 when the West Bank was under Jordanian occupation. No Arab then in 1964 called upon the Jordanians to stop their occupation. No Muslim in the world called for the establishment of a Palestinian state in 1964, yet the Palestine Liberation Organization was set up and established under the arch-terrorist Yasser Arafat in 1964 when the West Bank was under Jordanian occupation and when Gaza was under Egyptian occupation. So, if people really think that the whole purpose of this fake nation people calling for the existence of a state called Palestine is about achieving their own nation-state rights, well, why didn't they do it in 1964 when they established themselves and they were being occupied by Jordan in the West Bank and Egypt in Gaza? Okay? Very simple. All one has to use is information, facts, history, and logic. Okay? That's all. So again, folks, so when Arafat created the PLO, when it was created, right, it was in 1964, hello everybody, they were not about liberating the West Bank or Gaza from Jordanian occupation and Egyptian occupation. They were about destroying Israel. Yes, stop the occupation of a Palestinian Authority in the West Bank, which is really the Jewish homeland of Judea. Stop Hamas's occupation of Gaza, where the articles right now are coming out that the Gazans are committing suicide in droves because they have no future under the Hamas people running their lives. Because Hamas, they don't care about their fellow Arabs in Gaza. They take the billions of dollars that the European Union and America give to UNRWA to put in their own pockets and become rich millionaires, and to use to buy weapons, and to use to build terror tunnels underground to attack Israel. That's what Hamas does. They don't care about their fellow Arabs in Gaza. So they're not building jobs or factories or schools or hospitals or tearing down the slums to build better housing. No, they use the pictures of the slums in order to show the world how the Israeli occupation is hurting them. But folks, Hamas runs Gaza. They have all the billions of dollars from the world to tear down those slums and build better housing, but they don't do that. Hamas uses it for them to get rich and to buy terror weapons and missiles and terror tunnels to kill Jews. So get real, folks. Ella Rulovic, you got it. I am here. Follow me, share me to get the truth out there. So that's just a little bit of history. Okay, it's all there, folks. Just learn facts. Facts and history are so important. Oh, listen to Muhammad. He's such a crybaby. He has no facts to back up anything, so he makes it emotional. If you think about it, everything you hear in the news about the Mideast conflict, about Israel and the Arabs, it's all emotional stories because the facts are against them. They try to pull on people's emotions, showing pictures, which are all made up. That's why it's Pallywood. I don't know if anyone heard of Pallywood, but go to Google and Google Pallywood. You're going to come up with all these fake videos and fake pictures that are organized in order to get people to feel bad for these Arabs, to blame Israel and the Jews. But they're all fabricated. Like these Arabs bring the press to a certain place, and then organize a fabricated whatever, throwing rocks or a kid on the ground or a shooting, and it's all organized in order to get the press out there, and then they make up pictures and videos and stories. Search Pallywood. Search Pallywood, folks, on Google, because it's basically Hollywood in order to create a narrative that is all lies and to create emotional stories to get people to be against Israel and support this fake people called Palestinians. So let's get into the truth. Here we got some truth in history about Palestinians. Okay, folks? Here's the truth. And I'm going to use I'm going to use a quote from a Palestinian Arab. Let me get what his name is. Oh, I forgot his name. Shuabat. Walid Shuabat. Okay, Walid Shuabat used to be a terrorist, folks. He used to be a Muslim terrorist. Anyone who wants to listen to Muhammad, listen Muhammad. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Arabs, Muslims were killing Jews here even before 1948. Go search the 1929 massacre of Jews in Hebron. Jews lived in Hebron forever, from time immemorial, folks. We never left Hebron. Jews were there forever until 1929. The Muslims massacred the Jews in Hebron. Massacred. And it's from 1929 until 1970 something. There were no Jews in Hebron. Why? Because the Muslims massacred us in 1929. Okay? So don't let anyone tell you that they're only killing us because of an occupation, because of the West Bank, because of Gaza. They're all lies. They were killing us back in the beginning of the 20th century, before the State of Israel was established. It has to do with them not wanting us here, even though this is our homeland, even though we're here for thousands of years. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so here's the truth, folks. Palestine, Palestinians. It's very simple. The first Palestinians, folks, were Jews. Okay? Because Palestine is a name created by the Romans. The Jews had a kingdom here in this land called Judea, the kingdom of Judea. I hope you guys are enjoying the beauty of Jerusalem also. It's awesome. The kingdom of Judea. We had our temple, our second temple, our first temple in Jerusalem thousands of years ago, before Muhammad was born. Before the first Muslims stepped on this earth. Okay? There was a there was a Jewish state here in this land. Even the Quran says that this land belongs to the Jews. Give you a 360? You got it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, birds are still chirping. Woohoo! Woohoo! There you go. Okay, so the land of Israel was given to the Jews. It's even in the Quran. The Muslims know it. The Temple Mount, for thousands of years, it was the Temple Mount. Before the first Muslim was born, before Muhammad was born. Muhammad was born only in 590 something AD. Okay? The Jewish people here were in the land of Israel thousands of years before that. King David was here thousands of years before that. You got it, Trev. Okay, so that's to put things in perspective. This is the Jewish homeland. Jews have been here forever. Forever. Okay, Islam only started in like 630 AD, like more than 2,000 years after the Jews were living in this homeland here in Israel. It's that simple for all the Muslims and anti-Israel bigots to accept, if anyone is really interested in facts and history. So when the Romans destroyed our Jewish temple in 70 AD, they then exiled the Jews from our homeland, because the Jews were really the only people to successfully, for a time, successfully rebel against the Roman Empire. The Romans had to bring like tons of divisions from their whole empire to fight and defeat the Jewish people who rebelled against them here in Judea, here in Israel. When they finally succeeded in putting down the Jewish rebellion and destroying the Second Temple, they then wanted to erase the memory of the Jewish people or the Jewish state from this land. So they created a name called Syria Palestina. Okay? So the name Palestine was created by the Romans after they destroyed the Jewish state. So the people who were here living here when the Romans called this place a Jewish Palestine were Jews. So the first Palestinians were Jews, because the Jews were living here when the Romans came up with the name Syria Palestina. It's that simple. Now let's jump ahead. Muhammad is yes, Romans destroyed Israel, but Jews always continued to live here, even though most of us were exiled. He doesn't give up this Muhammad. You got it, Muhammad. Keep on giving me your questions. I love sharing the truth, and you are helping me share the truth, Muhammad. So thank you for helping me share the truth with all of your questions. Take care, Trev. You got it. Thanks so much for your help. So then we come to the 19th century, okay? In the 19th century, folks, Jerusalem in the 19th century was behind the old city walls. That's it. There was no Jerusalem outside of the old city walls. Anyone who knows Jerusalem, and sometimes I take you there, and I take you to the Western Wall, and I take you to the Temple Mount. Yeah, you're right, like another more lies. It's funny. Yeah, well, whatever. So Jerusalem, all Jerusalem was the old city. That's it. Jews, Christians, and Muslims lived together in the old city of Jerusalem. There was no building outside because it was dangerous outside of the walls. Okay? Jews started to return in massive numbers to... Oh, see, all they have to do is curse. I hate and curse. That's what they have to offer the world. I try to offer truth, brotherhood, join Israel in making the world a better place, share the truth, enjoy the freedoms of Israel, enjoy the beauty of Israel, and all they do is bring curse and hate. It's disgusting. Why? I'm on a swing. See, I'm on swings. You're on a swing in a park. So in the 19th century, when Jews started coming and there was not enough room in Jerusalem anymore, so Jews started building up homes and communities outside of the old city walls. So what's my point here? There was no West Jerusalem or East Jerusalem, or West Jerusalem is Jewish and East Jerusalem is Arab. That's a lie to try to take away the centrality of Jerusalem from the possession of the Jewish people. There is only one Jerusalem. So outside of the old city, housing was built all around the old city, and Jews lived in the east side of Jerusalem and the west side of Jerusalem. Some Arabs started living there too. When did East Jerusalem came about? Well, folks, in the 1948 war, when the United Nations when the United Nations voted upon a partition plan to divide this land into a Jewish state and an Arab state, and very important, folks, if you look at the language, the United Nations in 1948 did not propose to set up a Palestine and an Israel. They proposed to set up a Jewish state and an Arab state. There was no Arab people called Palestinians. They were just Arabs. Okay? That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, and then when the Arabs attacked this fledgling state of Israel to destroy it and throw us into the sea, just look at the headlines from the New York Times. Just Google headlines, what the Arabs were saying. They wanted to destroy and murder all the Jews and throw us into the sea, all the Arab nations. Well, they destroyed many Jewish communities in Jerusalem. East Jerusalem was then illegally occupied by Jordan. Oh, Muhammad, I'm making this up. Anyone, guys, who's interested in facts and history, check me, okay? Muhammad, it just wants to spread lies. I'm the one telling the truth. You say Jordan? Yes, Jordanians illegally occupied the West Bank. It only was called the West Bank because the West Bank is a geographical area. What's a bank? It's a bank of a river. It's not the name of a country. It's just a geographical explanation of an area. There's the West Bank of the Jordan River. There's an East Bank of the Jordan River. So the West Bank of the Jordan River was then illegally occupied by the Jordanians between 1948 and 1967. All Jews were not allowed to live there. We weren't allowed to visit there. So apartheid was taking place under Jordanian rule. The world was quiet. Yet Arabs were able to be Israeli citizens and live together with Jews in Israel as Israeli citizens. Once again showing that the true apartheid takes place in the Muslim Arab world, not in the Jewish world. Jewish world, we all live together with equality. So what I was getting at was in the beginning of the 20th century, if you Google the Palestine soccer team, Palestine Electric Company, Palestine Post, they were all Jewish entities because it was just a geographic area. There were Palestinian Jews, there were Palestinian Arabs. There was no people called Palestinians. It's just a geographic name for an area. There never was a country called Palestine. There never was a people called Palestinians. That only came to be in the 1960s. It's that simple. So again, in the beginning of the 20th century, whenever the press talked about Palestinians, it referred to Jews. So again, let's think, folks. Back when the Romans conquered the Jewish state at that time and destroyed the second Jewish temple, they renamed Judea Palestine, and the people living here at the time were Jews, so Jews were the first Palestinians. Then we come to the beginning of the 20th century, and everything that you Google Palestine Post, Jewish newspaper, Palestine Electric Company, Jewish newspaper, Palestine soccer team, Jewish soccer team. They're all Jews. It's so funny. Sometimes you see Arabs and anti-Israel haters spreading the picture of the Palestine soccer team back in the 1920s, and they're all Jews. You're the anti-Israel bigots and Muslims who hate Israel try to show that Israel is wrong and bad. They're showing a picture of Palestinian Jews at the soccer team back at the beginning of the 20th century, right? So that's what they use. They also like using pictures of the British mandate printed coins and bills and currency back in the beginning of the 20th century, because those also say Palestine, but in Hebrew, in the Hebrew language, that's the Jewish language, it has the initials for the land of Israel, Aleph Yud. Okay, the initials for land of Israel. So it says Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, on all the coins and bills, currency used by the British mandate in the beginning of the 20th century. So it's unbelievable. They love using all this fake propaganda to show that Israel doesn't belong to the Jews, and all that fake propaganda they use actually proves that the land belongs to the Jews. Arabs are more than willing to live with us in freedom. There are Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Baha'is. Everyone lives in Israel in freedom, equality, and that's the truth. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of truth, of history. Teach Muhammad something so Muhammad can learn the truth instead of him spreading lies. Because the truth is, anyone who has anything up here, anything, knows that the only place where a Muslim can be safe in the West, in the Middle East, is in Israel. Okay? A Muslim doesn't want to live in Syria, doesn't want to live in Iran, doesn't want to live in Iraq right now. He wants to live with freedom and equality in Israel. And that's the truth. So if you really care about Muslims, and I care about Muslims, I care more about Muslims than Muhammad, because Muhammad standing up and defending the intolerance, terror, and intimidation of the radical Muslim world, which ISIS is a part of, and the Muslim Brotherhood is a part of. And they're killing more Muslims than Israel ever killed. Israel tries not to kill. We only kill in order to defend ourselves. And we will defend ourselves, and we will stand up for our rights and our people and our country, and whoever tries to kill us, we will get them and stop them. But the Muslims, they're killing more Muslims than anyone else. That's the truth, folks. Yes, Muhammad, the second you are anti-Israel, you are pro the Muslim terrorism that is against Israel. So that's how it works, Muhammad. If you want to learn the truth and stand up for your fellow Muslims who want peace, stand with Israel. Because the Muslims who are smart are Israeli citizens. They serve in the Israeli army. Go follow my Twitter. I just posted a picture of a Muslim officer in the Israeli army. Okay, did you get that, Muhammad? A Muslim officer in the Israeli army. Why? Because he knows he is more safe living as a Muslim in Israel, and he wants to defend this land, the Jewish state of Israel, because he can live here with full equality, and he's more safe than any other Muslim country in the Middle East. So folks, that's a little bit of truth for me for today. Thank you for helping me educate Muhammad. Muhammad, you're welcome back anytime to be educated and bring up your bigotry, and for us to share the truth with you. And all of your friends too, and all your trolls who just spread hate. But you really want to make the world a better place? You really want to bring peace? Stand with Israel, man. Guys, I am out of here. Have an awesome day.